She held the letter in her hand, trembling, knowing this could be the last time she ever heard from him. Every word on that page felt like it was written straight into her heart, each sentence heavier than the last. The audience waited, unaware of the storm of emotions brewing behind her calm smile. She took a deep breath, trying to steady herself, but the tears already threatened to fall. The world outside might continue as usual, but in that moment, nothing existed except the words, the memories, and the impossible choice she had to make. Before we continue, take a moment to pause, breathe, and remember someone you've loved deeply. This story honors them. Mark had always been a quiet presence, the kind of person whose smile could light a room without anyone noticing. Over the years, he and Kelly shared countless moments together, laughing, arguing, celebrating, and comforting one another through life's toughest times. But no one knew the weight Mark had been carrying silently. Weeks before, he had written a letter tucked carefully into Kelly's purse, a message meant only for her eyes. The letter was simple in words but heavy in meaning, a goodbye that no one could fully prepare for. Kelly, ever professional, had always carried herself with grace on live television, but in her heart, she feared that this day would come, a moment when personal sorrow would collide with her public life. And now, as she unfolded the paper, that moment had arrived. Her hands shook as she read the first line, the familiar handwriting pulling memories from every corner of her mind. Each word seemed to echo in the room, moments of laughter, moments of tears, promises whispered in quiet corners of the world. Mark's wish was clear yet devastating. He wanted her to do something she had never imagined saying yes to. On live television, under bright lights and the watchful eyes of thousands, Kelly felt the weight of the decision pressing down on her. Her chest tightened, her vision blurred, and she whispered to herself, "I can't believe this is real." The camera kept rolling, capturing every subtle tremor in her expression. The audience sensed something profound was happening, though they didn't yet know the story behind her eyes. She read the final lines again, slower this time, letting the meaning sink in. Mark's words weren't just a request, they were a plea, a hope, and a farewell all at once. The pressure of being live, the love she felt, and the gravity of loss collided in her mind, making it nearly impossible to breathe. Finally, she looked up from the letter, her eyes meeting the camera, then glancing briefly at the empty seat beside her where he would have been. There was silence in the studio, the hum of equipment fading away as if the world had stopped just for her. The letter had asked for one thing, one final act of courage, a live acknowledgement of their bond, a public acceptance of his wish. She took a slow, trembling breath, feeling the warmth of memories surrounding her, and whispered, "Yes, I will." The words hung in the air, fragile and powerful. She folded the letter carefully, holding it close to her chest as if preserving a part of him. Then she reached out, though there was no one to touch, her hand moving through the space where he would have been. The audience remained frozen, sensing the sacredness of the moment. Kelly's eyes glistened with tears, reflecting both sorrow and acceptance. She remembered every shared smile, every whispered secret, every quiet goodbye. As she spoke again, softer this time, she added, "I promise I won't forget you." Her voice cracked, carrying the weight of love and loss. For a brief moment, it was as if he were there, nodding, smiling, letting her know it was okay to move forward. Then, slowly, she rose, her hands still clutching the letter, and walked toward the edge of the set. The cameras followed, capturing the finality of her steps. She paused, took one last look around, and quietly left the room, leaving behind only memories and the letter that would forever hold his voice. Resolution, emotional closure. Outside the studio, the air felt heavier, quieter. Kelly leaned against the wall, letting herself breathe, letting the tears fall freely now. The audience had seen a hero maintain composure for years, yet here she was, just a human being carrying the ache of goodbye. Mark's final wish had been fulfilled, but at a cost she would feel forever. The room behind her remained empty, but in her mind it was filled with his laughter, his warmth, the touch of his hand she would never feel again. She straightened her shoulders, holding the letter close one last time. There was sorrow, yes, but also a strange sense of peace, a recognition that love had been honored even in absence. Some moments leave marks that never fade, and this was one of them. She stepped away from the wall, ready to face the world again, but forever carrying a piece of Mark with her.